Okay, so if I need to bring up another window for doing something else, I can do that. So I might want to be in the scheduler.
That's it. That was the foremost.
Okay,
yeah.
So now if I hit F9, function F9 on this keyboard, you know, I can have as many windows as I want.
Yeah, that's
typical Mac environment.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, and you can, you know, do your, I want to go back to patients if I want.
It's kind of ridiculous. I got to, you know, look at something, but I can't see it. So I have to go back to it and look at it. Oh, and then I have to go back to that and back to the other screen to maybe, you know, for whatever it is I may be looking for.
Well, here's the other thing. Let's say that I was working that other window and now I'm over here in the ledger.
Yeah.
Well, you should be able to just kind of go back to what you were doing before.
Right.
You would have some MacPractice.
How far can we go back? Well, essentially, I can keep going back through just about everything that you and I have done since we've been talking.
Just like you would on a web page.
Oh, wow, that's a novel concept in software.
You made it, Network Manager.
I don't know.
It's like you would. Well, what did I do 4 windows ago?
I don't know.
Oh, I need to go back there. Click, 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 boom. Okay. Oh, there it is.
So, I mean, those are the kinds of things. We're trying to make this as painless as possible.
Yeah.
You know, and when you think about most systems, one way or another, they all have these little gotchas. Ours do too. I mean, we're not perfect.
Right.
We're going
Not much
through it.
functional in a lot of ways, though.
But they drive me crazy. You know,
I mean,
it's
you have to learn the system like anything else. But
like if I go here to this patient, I want to see their ledger. And I go down to the next patient, I want to see, you know, the information for each of these people. I can just kind of scan through the patient. I'm on the ledger, but if I was on the patient,
all you have to do is hit their name and click.
Yeah, I just click and then I can start going down.
Okay.
You know, as I'm going through here. Now I can do searches over here, and you know, like here I can say, well, find everybody's name is H-A-R, and they got J in there somewhere, J-A. So everybody in this list has got, and it's unfortunate that somebody's been playing with this, but
these are some different form specialties that we got in there.
And everywhere you go in the system, you can actually change your columns with sort order, whatever. But if I look at someone like here, how do you get H-A-R out of that patient? Well, because the primary has H-A-R and J is in J-A, you know, right there.
Okay.
So it's looking anywhere in the last name, first name of anybody in that account. So it's finding everybody. Now, if I said, oh, gee, you know, what I really need to find is somebody with H-A-R and tab over here J, but I just want the patients, so hit return. All those people have H-A-R somewhere in their patient name, Hart and J. But I'm only searching patients at that point. Okay. Now here's a really cool thing. When I'm working with patients, and I go from one to the other, and I'm going through here, and I said, you know, where was I? Who was that patient I was looking at a few minutes ago? Okay, that was it. Okay, we went through the find thing, and then we went to that person, that person, that person. We touched on all these people.
There you go.
Now, I can just tell you, you can walk through every program out there, and if I said, go do that.
What you'd have to do is you'd have to remember the medical number and put it in.
What was that account number I was in 30 minutes ago?
Yeah, and put it in, go to another screen, put their medical number in so you could bring up their information. I don't even think you can search by name.
Most of them are not real efficient at that. But here's a couple things. If I go to references, click on my report tab here, and I go down here and I say, you know, let's see, county alerts. I need to see all the accounts where, oh, somebody's got a zero copay. Okay, let's see. Okay, who's everybody on that one? Everybody on that one. Okay, I want you to go do that in any program you've seen. Now, let's do that for every other reference file. I need to find everybody that's at a particular employer. No. Now, anything you see here is a link back to the original data.
Do you have anything like where patients that come up with the same kind of diagnosis?
Well, in the default diagnosis, yes, I can do that. Like here, if you have, I want every patient that has that default diagnosis, boom, there they are.
Wow, cool.
Okay, now if I need to go to that patient and I want to look in their patient view under their diagnosis, that's going to be a default diagnosis that I want to use every time. Okay. Now, what if I wanted to go to reports, and instead of doing it that way, I want, let's do marketing. You should be able to do this everywhere. Go from one place to another and get all the information that's relevant to them. So patients by procedure and diagnosis, and we'll just pick that one and say apply. Find everybody that's on that particular diagnosis, and there they are. But I need to go back to that female right there. Boom.
Cool.
Okay, now I want you to go find something else that does that for you. What I've just done in terms of that integration of data everywhere doesn't exist.
It probably doesn't.
It doesn't.
Because you guys have integrated a lot of Apple's concepts into the software.
Right. It's kind of the
which is my complaint about just us what we're using.
Yeah, and most like Centricity and Intergy and a lot of the other programs, you've just got, oh, I need to go here, and then I need to go back here, and I need to go here, and then if I go over here, I can get this list. But now, how do I get back to the person that has that?
Right.
Oh, let me see. I need to go run a report. So go run a report, dump it out the paper, but I can't go to my report and click on it and be in that patient's file.
Set up what's called categories.
This totally revolutionized the whole concept of how I get to my data in an office.
Well, what you guys need to do is expand this so that it's cheap enough that Kaiser will buy it. Then you'll have like, you'll have like $1 billion contract because they probably spent that.
Well, the thing is, right now we're limited to like a 50 user system.
Yeah.
That's not because it can't be expanded beyond that. But if someone walked in and said, we'll give you about $10 million, and we'd like to take the same concept and put it in Postgres, and reprogram it for that, and we'll hire the next 25 programmers to do that. Sure,
Right.
That's the kind of thing we could do, and turn this into that.
Right.
And they could use it. I mean, they could blow them out of the water. They
I know. I can tell that already.
It's once I show this in offices, usually they're just like, oh, they can't even speak. I was in an office one time, and he's now using the software, but he said, come in and do a demo. The doctor loves Macs, and he's working on Centricity. And so we're talking about insurance, and he says, I run this report, and this is what this report looks like. And he says, so for me to get control of my AR on my insurance claims, I have to do this. I said, well, you have to keep printing those reports all the time? He says, yeah, I have to do them about every 3 or 4 days, and then I give them, they handwrite notes on them, and then when we get them all caught up, then I throw them away. And I said, really?
Based on the number.
So this is useful. Okay, so well, it's pretty quick for us to solve problems. I said, okay, well, let's see if we can do that a little better than that. Let's just go grab all of my outstanding claims, and I need to go see what was on that. That was on that. That was done on that date. Well, how many days overdue is that? Well, let's just go over here and get the overdue days. You can see that I can move these columns around. So, and I just want to sort by overdue days. So I'll put that one up here, and I can look at that, and I get all the detail of my data down there, and I'd say, well, I should go view that in the ledger. And I want to make a comment, I want to make a note, I want to do something else. Well, sure, I can go up here and click on this, make a new comment, make my note, put it in.
It's all part of the record.
Yeah, it's all part of the record. I can go over here and go to reminders, make a reminder to call, make sure that gets done. It'll pop up in my to-do list in the morning, so. And he's like, well, I can't do that. So, that's really amazing. You can't.
I'd like to.
I'd like to. So he now has my system. So, I love this kind of stuff because it's just so foreign to the way systems work. That
the way most people are used to systems. Besides if you're a Mac user, you're used to this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
I depend on it when at home.
Yeah.
I'm just back and forth between Windows. He keeps telling me to use the tab button all the time, which I forget to do.
Well, tab button helps. I mean, Apple Tab is kind of a nice tool to get around for multiple applications.
Right.
So you want to get to something, obviously you can do it. But there's just, really, this is it's a unique concept.
That sounds great, man.
So we love it. I'm just having a lot of fun.
I'm going to send some more people your way. I was just going over this whole MacPractice thing. It's pretty amazing.
I was actually going to pick up a brochure.
You should, because, man, we're doing that Health Connect thing. And it's like,
It's a lot easier.
Oh, I mean, you can only bring up one screen at a time. Like if you're looking at your schedule and you want to go to a telephone encounter, you want to do something, you have to go to another screen. You can't see your schedule. It's not put behind like another window, and you can't go to like, you know, prescriptions and then come back. Yeah, you can only see one screen at a time.
My friends tell me it's just not intuitive. That it's just
right.
It's like constant step after
You
step
kind
after
of have
step.
to think back, and instead of helping you have to kind of remember and go to all these different. Even I was just telling you, even to update demographics and stuff we do when we bring patients in. You go to one screen, you can put numbers in. And then if you want to specify it to go mother or father, you have to go to another screen. You can't see the numbers you just put in. So you end up asking them the same numbers.
Okay, and then that's
just
so
to update
annoying.
demographics.
Okay. Okay.
And then let's say, I missed that number on the mother, and it goes back. I have to clear the name, the address, all the phone numbers, and start all over again. It doesn't allow me to edit like the cell number.